What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today in this video we're going to talk about overall stock market and see what the market is doing and where the market is heading going into next week on Monday. But before we start this video, please hit that thumbs up button. That is greatly appreciated and that really helps out with YouTube algorithm. And if you find these videos are helpful and you want to get more access with me throughout the day and also get my daily trade ideas, my swing trade ideas, and especially 3 days of live trading in my Discord, check out the Patreon. I'll leave a link down below in the description and it's definitely worth every penny. And if you are new to this channel, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any new videos I post. And now let's get right into it, guys. So Dow Jones is absolutely flat today. Nasdaq also flat on the day, only down 0.35%, was down almost 1%, came back and recovered everything and now down only 0.35%. S&P also absolutely flat day, was down close to 1% and now down only 0.16%. And if you look at these groups, we got on top utilities, energy, basic materials, communication services. On bottom, consumer cyclical, financial, technology, healthcare, real estate. And look at this weekly performance here. We got communication services on top, consumer cyclical, and then we have utilities, technology. On bottom, basic material, energy, financial, real estate, healthcare. So this market is confused. Sometimes we're seeing risk on move and then suddenly risk off. Market is totally confused, guys. So here in the stock market map, we got Tesla down 2.38%. It was up over 2%. And look at this insane move. That Twitter news went out of the window and a lot of people shorted Tesla and this thing actually came down. Got rejected at 177. I was waiting for that gap to get closed on Tesla. I mean, just for a few pennies. I was waiting to get in at 178 and just don't know what happened, guys. I mean, I'm still pissed that I didn't get in here on Tesla puts 175. I called it out early in the morning, but I never got in. And that just, some days in the market, the opportunity is there and you do it every day, but one day you miss. And this is one of those days where Tesla was going to print big money today, but I'm happy a lot of you guys actually made money on Tesla shorting it 177. I just didn't get in at 177, was waiting for 178. I mean, just a couple of pennies and I would have been in here on Tesla making a big buck today, but unfortunately I was never in. So Tesla is down. The Twitter news went out of the window and Tesla came back all the way down to, I think, now sitting above 167. Amazon also was getting overextended, down 1.71%. Google again, and I think the next one here on Google, it's bullish, but it's going to come down. It's getting overextended, up again 0.81%. Meta was up, now down 0.84%. And AMD and Nvidia, taking a beating also. Nvidia down close to 1% and AMD close to 2%. Microsoft down 0.37% and Apple finally down 0.68%. And now we're going to look at SPY ETF. So we're going to start this video with SPY with this weekly chart, and if you look at my screen, rising blue line 5 SMA sitting close to 413, or you can say 413 here on this weekly chart. And every time this week SPY got up to 413, 414, massive rejection, including today 413.64 high for the day, and then this thing came all the way down to 409 and now closing at 411.59 at the closing. So now it's finally below 413 on this weekly chart under blue line 5 SMA. Now going into next week, if you look at this daily chart, look at this, guys, 411.51. So this thing again holding white line 20 SMA on this daily chart as a support. The gap here on bottom at 407 still open. We got another gap down here at 401.60 and then 396. So in total, in the short term, we got 3 gaps that are here on bottom on SPY, and those are not getting closed anytime soon because this thing is just chopping right here, guys. I mean, look at these 5 days. We got 5 trading days. We got a green day here, and then a lot of chop back and forth, not really going anywhere, and closing in between 410 and 415 right here at the closing today. So next week, and also debt ceiling, guys, they need to raise that. If not, we're going to see a sell-off. Again, it's not going to be a crash, but we could see a 15 to 20% sell-off in the market. If we don't get that debt ceiling raised by 1st of June, we're going to see at least some sort of pullback in the market. Now, it's not going to happen in one day. It's going to drop like 10% or anything like that. But slowly, I think we're going to see, 15 to 20%. But it's going to take some time. It's not going to be, in one day where some people are calling for a crash. I mean, look at this, guys. If you look at this chart, yes, we're not going higher, but also, it's not breaking the support and going lower like it did before in that bear market. So it's not in bear market anymore. This is a bull market. And this thing here, if you're following the chart, you're not going to short, without knowing anything. We're out of the woods. SPY is out of the woods. It's not in bear market anymore. Look at this dip buying. I mean, look at all these candles right here. Yes, it didn't go up any higher, but still it didn't go any lower also. So it's holding, just consolidating, waiting for that breakout to the upside or to the downside, and waiting for that catalyst. So SPY here, guys, range bound right now, but I think a big move to the upside or to the downside is coming very soon. We just don't know when that is going to happen. If I know when that is going to happen, I'll be a billionaire, right? I'll be buying puts or calls. I think a lot of people ask, like, what do you think what's going to happen tomorrow? Nobody knows. You don't know if you're going to wake up tomorrow or not. You could be dead on your bed, right? Nobody knows what's going to happen tomorrow. You have to follow the chart. You have to follow the price action. Now, price action telling us that we're not breaking any key levels, still holding above 407, and still holding white line 20 SMA as a support for 1151. So that is still bullish in the short term. But if you look at it, there are some weakness because we're losing volume on SPY. It's not going up. It's not coming down. It's waiting for something to happen, right? And something will happen once we get that breakout above that previous high, 417.62. Then more room to the upside. And once we break 404 here on SPY, then definitely watch out for 401.60. This gap down here, you will get a clear direction. Once we break out to the upside, you will know that 417.62 breaking, SPY heading higher. This thing breaks 404 right here, then you know exactly where SPY is heading, which is 400 to 401 to close this gap down here. And in that case, it's going to close this gap down here also at 396. So going into Monday, we got support at 411.59, and below that, watch out, we could be going all the way down to 407 to close this gap down here. Now the weekly expected move on SPY going to next week is 405 to the downside, and to the upside I think it's 418. So it's still counting a $6+ move here on SPY. So we could see that breakout next week. If not, a breakdown below 404 will bring SPY down to 401 and then 400 all the way down to 396. So don't go for that, crash thing in the market. We're not crashing yet. When we do, you will know by looking at the chart, not, somebody telling you that, hey, crash is here, sell everything, Yes, I'm short on some stocks, but overall, the market is still healthy and bullish. It's not looking like it's going to roll over and just die. If we look at today, expected move here on SPY was 409. And what happened? Exactly at 409. This thing was stuck right here, guys, for maybe about a couple of hours. And then another day, bulls were back to buy the dip, and they bought it. Pushed the price higher, back up to for 11.59, and it's holding this uptrend also here on SPY. So nothing has broken on SPY. Everything is intact. We are just waiting for that breakout to the upside or a breakdown to the downside, and that will bring SPY down to 401, and to the upside it's going to take SPY all the way up to 420. And now we're going to look at triple Q. So on triple Q, finally the double bottom price target was hit, 327, 328 today, and then instantly we saw sell off here on triple Q, coming down to 328.94. And look at this dip buying again, and this is why this is a bull market. We're not in bear market anymore, especially here on triple Q. And if you look at my screen, triple Q getting up to 327.17, we saw instant sell off right there, and then came all the way down to 322, again holding above, not even getting closer to 322. Bulls were buying the dip again and pushing the price higher. End of the day, it's holding 324.34 as a support, rising blue line 5 SMA. So this thing's still holding strong, only down 0.36%. And that is why this is a bull market until something breaks and we get a big flush down. This is a bull market, guys. You cannot just short everything and think that it's going to do the same thing that it did last year. You're going to lose a lot of money. Now on triple Q, going into next week as a support, 324.34. Below that, 322. And then we have white line, rising white line 20 SMA, 319.48. To the upside, triple Q can hold above 324.34. We're going to see a push up to 328 and then 330. And now we're going to look at DIA, Dow Jones ETF. So lots of weaknesses here on DIA. Again, selling off, and look at this. Even though it's selling off, there are dip buyers here on DIA. Again, buying up the dip off of this lower Bollinger Band, 331.23. I mean, you cannot get any better, guys. DIA, the dip buying is insane. I mean, look at this. Off of this Bollinger Band, 331.23, 331.31. So if you're buying here, you're profitable right now on DIA. And if you made a day trade, you made money on this ETF definitely today. So going into next week, I think what is DIA trying to do here is come down and possibly fill this gap at 328.77, and then we're going to see another attempt to break out to the upside, and that will only happen now. We have a lot of resistance on DIA. 335 right here, 336, 336.69, white line 20 SMA, and once we break all these levels here on DIA, it's going to move higher to fill that gap on top at 340, and above that 342 possible. To the downside, 331.23 gives up. We're going to see this gap getting filled right here at 328.77, and then we also have strong support at 326. And now we're going to look at IWM Russell 2000 ETF. On IWM, it's down 0.20%, absolute flat day, coming down to 171.65, not closing this gap fully right here at 171.56. So watch out for that, this gap down here going into next week on Monday. Below that, here on IWM, also have support at 170 and then 167. To the upside, IWM needs to break 173.25, 13 SMA, and then watch out for the resistance at 174.63, white line 20 SMA, all the way up to red line 50 SMA, 179.79. And before we get that breakout, and that will only happen above 183 on IWM, which is almost an impossible task right now on IWM, especially with all those regional banks. And now we're going to look at VIX. On VIX, slightly up on the day, only 0.59%. This thing getting crushed early in the morning again, almost down to 16. And then we saw a bit of a rally, closer to 18. But end of the day, again, bulls were buying the dip on SPY. This thing got crushed, and now it's holding $17 as a support. So going into next week, I would say VIX needs to get over 18 and then 20. Then we could see a significant pullback, a correction in the market. Until then, it's not going to happen. Now on VIX, definitely $18 and $20 needs to break. Below 17, it could be retesting the lows down here, 15.53. And everything that I said in this video, I hope you guys got my point. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great weekend, everybody.